coming. It's a pleasure for us to be here, as Lisa said. I thought I would just be the canonical person and read the most famous passage from the most famous poem in Old English. And you've got on the handout on the first page. I'm going to read this passage in modern English first, in case you're not familiar with the story, and then I'll read bits of it in the original Old English. This is a translation by Howard Chickering, and it is somewhat imitative of the alliteration and the rhythm of the original Old English, so you can kind of get a sense even in modern English. Again, Beowulf's fight with Grendel, translated by Chickering. Then up from the marsh on the misty cliffs, Grendel came walking. He bore God's wrath. The evil thief planned to trap some human, one of man's kind, in the towering hall. Under dark skies he came till he saw the shining wine hall, house of gold giving, a joy to men, plated high with gold. It was not the first time he had visited Hrothgar. Never in his life, before or after, did he find harder luck or retainers in hall. The evil warrior, deprived of joys, came up to the building. The door burst open, though bound with iron as soon as he touched it. Huge in his bloodlust, enraged, he ripped open the mouth of the hall, quickly rushed in. The monster stepped on the bright paved floor, crazed with evil anger. From his strange eyes an ugly light shone out like fire. There in the hall he saw many men, a band of kinsmen, all sleeping together, a troop of young warriors. Then his heart laughed. Evil monster, he thought he would take the life from each body, eat them all before day came. The gluttonous thought of a full-bellied feast was hot upon him. Nor did the monster think long to delay. He lunged the next moment, seized the warrior, gutted him sleeping, ripped him apart, bit into muscles, swilled blood from veins, tore off gobbets. In hardly a moment had eaten him up, all the dead man, even hands and feet. He stepped further in and caught in his claws the strong-minded man where he lay on his bed, Beowulf. The evil assailant snatched at him, clutching, hand met claw. He, Beowulf, sat straight at once, thrust the arm back. The shepherd of sins then instantly knew he had never encountered in any region of this middle earth, in any other man, a stronger hand grip. At heart he feared for his wretched life. Beowulf rose to his feet and held him close. Fingers snapped. The giant pulled away. The noble moved with him. The ill-famed creature thought to go elsewhere, anywhere possible, away from the hall, into deep marshes, felt his fingers in a terrible grip. An unhappy journey the evil harmer had made to Heorot. The king's hall thundered to all the Danes, the city's inhabitants, to every brave listener. It was a wild mead sharing. The grapplers were furious, angry hall guards. The building clattered. It was a great wonder the mead hall withstood those two battle ragers, did not crash to earth, the tall standing house. The sound went out loud and high, raised horrible fear in Danish hearts, in each of the men on the palisade wall who heard the cry. God's enemy, screaming his hate song of victory-less tune, the hellish captive mourning his pain. His leave-taking, his life's parting from the days of this world was to be painful. The alien spirit was to journey far in the power of fiends. The terrible creature took a body wound there, a gaping tear opened in his shoulder, tendons popped, muscles slipped the bone. Glory in battle was given to Beowulf. Grendel fled, wounded, death sick, under marshy hills, to his joyless den with that huge wound. He knew for certain his life had ended, the sum of his days. The desire of all Danes had come to pass in that deadly fight. Thus he had cleansed who came from afar. Beowulf, wise, great-hearted, Hrothgar's hall, defended it well. He rejoiced in his courage, in his great knight's work. The Geatish man had kept his boast to the men of the East Danes. It was a clear sign, once the brave man fastened the arm from hand to shoulder. There altogether was Grendel's claw under the high roof. What I'd like to do is read just maybe the beginning and the end of that in the original Old English. So starting back at the beginning at line 7 of 7, you can sort of follow along and see how much you hear and can correlate with the translation. Fa kom of mora under miscleildum grendel gongan, goddess ura bear. Munta simon shada manna tunis sumna besirwan in seletham ham. Wold under volknum to festa hewin rekij, gold sella gumina jarvos wissa, factum fachte. Newest at forma siv, that he groot garis han jesukta, nevre heon aldordagum erne sittan, herdran hella, hel feinas fant. Kom thato wretcheda rink sidian dramum bedallid, dur sona onag dir bindum fast, sithan he hier a fulmum at crime. On brad fa ballovudi, fa he je bolgin west, wretchedis mudan, rather after fanon fachna floor, fein ega irramod, him of Erhum stod, lia je likos, leocht unfeil. Je seth he en wretchede rinkamania swedvan sibben jedrik, samad at gadra, mago rinka hap. Va his mode achloog, munter that he gedalda, alfondai koma, atol agletja, andra gefilches, leaf with leeche. Starting at 736. 736. Nethat se agletja ildan fruchta, ach he je feng prada, forman sida, slappend na rink, slat unwerm, bat banlokken, blood edrum drank, sinsnadem swelk, sona have the unlivien des alge fermat, fate on forma. Fort ner atstop, nam fa mit honda hia fichtigna, rink on resta, rafta on jan feint mid forma. He on fenkrada in with thunkum, on with error je set, sona that on funda, fyrna hirda, that he nem metta, middan jardes, ervan scherta, on elran men mundgrippa maran. He on moda weth forcht on ferfa. Let me skip, okay, for time, I'll skip down then. If you look at line, I'm going to read from sort of the end of the translation now. Starting at line 780, the great passage about the song of pain that the Danes hear Grendel sing. 780 in the translation. Sway ut astag, niwa yenecha, north Danum stod atalich eisa, anra yafilchum, Farathe of Wala, woke Yahurda, Grirale of Galvan, Goddess Ansakan, Sia Lasna Song, Sar Wanian, Hella, Heftan. Shoulder his Aldur Yadal, on Tham Daya, Vissis Livis, Erlich Wulfstan, on Se Elorgast, on Founder Yawald, Fair Sidian. Leech Sar Yabad. Atol I latcha, him on axla werf, sindor sweatel, selnua on sprunga, burstan banlokken, Beowulf werf, gudreid jibita. Shoulder grendel van on, veld self fleo, under fengleudo, sechan wimlas week. Wista fjornor, that is aldris was enda jagongen dogre dire. Denum alum weft after from wild razor, willa gedumpen. Have the fire falser, say the our fair on comb, snotor on sweetfell, selma progaris, genered with neither. Nicht werka je faith, ellen mertum, have the ask denum, yet major laird, yilp yelaste. That was talking swayful, sifon hilda dale, hond aleida, on axla. That was Al Yador Grindlis Grappa under Yapna Grove. That's it.